They have traveled here from every corner of the world. A gathering of daring adventurers, testing their skills against the wilds of the Australian outback, the rainforest, and the Great Barrier Reef. For 10 non-stop days and nights, they must hike, mountain climb, paddle, ride, and race through some of the most captivating yet dangerous terrain in one of the last great wilderness areas on Earth. For some, it is a quest that ends in tragedy and defeat. For a select few, it is the greatest triumph of their lives. This is the world's toughest adventure race, the Discovery Channel Eco Challenge, Australia. It began just a few days ago. Nearly 200 of the world's finest adventure racers set out to push their way past the outer limits of human endurance. Beginning in the outback of tropical North Queensland, 48 co-ed teams from 16 different countries began the Eco Challenge on foot, trekking over treacherous fields of lava rock and spear grass. Moving through the night, the casualties began mounting almost immediately, with several competitors ultimately dropping out in the first 30 hours.
Lava rock one, huh? Yeah, that's Eco Challenge one.
After hiking for 59 miles, the teams boarded inflatable canoes for an extended paddle down the crocodile-infested Herbert River. The next obstacle in their path was a slippery rappel down and swim across Herbert Falls. Then competitors pressed on through a canyon rim trek along the stunning expanse of Herbert Gorge and a more chilling climb up the awesome face of Blencoe Falls. Teams then mounted bikes for a ride to the race midpoint, the Kirrama Base Camp, which the leading teams reached by the third day of the race. Here, the course changed from the outback to a World Heritage rainforest. Teams then pushed on to Tully Falls in the rafting leg. After a 70-mile horseback and bike ride through the rainforest, teams faced a 13-hour climb up and over Mount Bartle Frere, the highest point in Queensland. By the 7th day of this 10-day race, 12 teams have either dropped out or have been disqualified. Those who have dared to remain still face many days and countless miles of unexpected hardships all along the course.
We'll just go as fast as we can and see what happens. Yeah.
The leading teams have moved at such a breakneck pace that they are already more than 100 miles ahead of those at the back. The team members of Eco Internet from New Zealand have held the lead for the past 3 days. But they are being pursued by several other teams, including their chief rivals of Pure Energy Australia. This last leg is the most hazardous of the course. 50 miles of ocean kayaking along the Great Barrier Reef. Since their tiny kayaks can easily become swamped or lost in this vast expanse of sea, teams are armed with satellite locating devices, and race management has put safety helicopters and boats on around-the-clock alert. The members of Eco Internet arrived at the Bramston Beach launch point with hours separating them from their nearest competitors, the Australians of Pure Energy. And at 2 a.m., word arrived from the Russell Island checkpoint that the unimaginable had occurred.
Unbelievably, the most organised team on earth, Eco Internet, arrived at the next PC, Russell Island, and discovered they'd left behind their passport. And so they're now sitting on the island waiting while a boat comes back here, picks up a replacement passport and returns it to them, which is costing them a couple of hours while the next team are only a kilometre away. So it's an interesting evening.
According to race rules, the team will have to wait at Russell Island until a new Eco Challenge passport can be delivered to them by boat.
When we get back there, we'll just give them their passports and then they can get on their way.
How long is it going to take you to get back out there?
Well, if we can find the island out there, we could hardly find the mainland. it's sort of very squally, you can't see a thing.
This time delay gives the members of Pure Energy Australia the break for which they've been waiting.
There we go.
Awesome.
Right here, number 3.
Oh, good. It sounds like there's some problems with passport and penalties and whatever, so we have a fighting chance of doing some damage to Eco Internet. Go down there and get a strap, Jane. Gladly do.
Both John and Jane are world champion kayakers. Ian Adamson has just got a world record for kayaking as well. So I guess if it's all put together, yeah, the kayaking really is the main thing.
Been hanging out all bloody right. How you going, guys? About ready to pack up?
After a 3.5-hour delay, the members of Eco Internet, new passport in hand, set off from checkpoint 29 at Russell Island.
Thank you.
Only an hour later, Captain Jane Hall and her Pure Energy teammates head off into the most beautiful and the most dangerous section of the course.
I'm trained as a marine biologist, so I can look at the saltwater sections in particular. I love the area, but I know that it can whip up, for example, it can get dangerous. So it's nice to know both sides of it, to know the pretty side, the beautiful side, but also to know the side that you have to be wary of.
As dawn breaks over the Pacific Ocean, Eco Internet pushes forward, with the world champion kayakers of Pure Energy hot on their trail. In just a few hours, one of them will win this year's Eco Challenge Australia. The largest living organism on Earth, the 2,900 reefs and 300 coral caves of Australia's Great Barrier Reef teem with exotic marine life, including 1,500 species of fish, 16 species of sea snakes, and 6 species of sea turtles. The reef's more hostile residents, tiger sharks and deadly box jellyfish, pose far less threat to the competitors than the Pacific Ocean itself, with its unpredictable weather patterns and hazardous swells. 4 checkpoints and approximately 30 miles behind the leaders, the Santa Cruz Adventure Racers, Team SCAR, together with Team Red Wolf from the United States, prepare to climb Mount Bartle Frere.
Red Wolf and us are kind of right on the bubble being in the top 10, and we opted to go together last night on a mountain bike, just kind of a reprieve. Yeah, we joined forces, now we're called Red Scar, and we're going to continue on and see where it goes. Probably a few minutes out from the finish line, we'll start to reflect back on the achievement we've just gone through, the completion of not just 7 or 8 days of racing, but a year of working together, training together, suffering together. There's a real sadness, I think, that goes with that. The real joy of achievement, but real sadness in finishing up something that's been a real neat part of our lives.
By the time the Australians of Pure Energy reach the final checkpoint, PC30, they are still 2 hours behind New Zealand's Eco Internet.
Getting close. I reckon 10 minutes. I bet you Charlie's sitting there in his pushchair right now, waiting.
The members of Team Eco Internet power their way to the finish line at the resort city of Cairns. In this expedition competition race featuring the best of the best, they have held the lead for the past 3 days. They have faced 3 diverse ecosystems, more than 300 miles of grueling terrain, an encounter with a stinging tree, and a lost passport in their quest for the finish line.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winners.
But for these 4 friends, the rewards of the Eco Challenge far exceed their winner's trophy. John Howard, Robert Nagel, and Keith and Andrea Murray have earned a greater prize. The pride that comes from knowing that by working together, there is no limit of body, mind, or spirit that they cannot overcome.
Passport? Do you guys have a passport?
Oh, well, but it's separated.
How do you feel?
They have completed this year's Eco Challenge with a total time of 5 days, 19 hours, and 46 minutes.
Eco Internet have proved beyond any shadow of a doubt they are the world's greatest adventure racing team.
The people I've raced with in the past, and it's not just the 4 of us that are here today, but there are a couple of others that are sort of really close to us who are racing today on other teams. And we sort of form a core and a cadre, and I hope that we can continue to race. If we can't continue to race, then we will always, always be the greatest of friends.
One hour and 40 minutes later, the members of Pure Energy Australia pull their exhausted bodies across the finish line.
People see Eco Challenge as a crazy event for crazed individuals, but it teaches you amazing things about yourself, your own limits, but also your strengths.
Well, these guys look happy to be here.
And I keep going back for those feelings.
Good job, you guys. Hey, good to have you.
The race was brilliant. It was really hard, and I've got no end of admiration for every single one of the competitors who does it. And to Eco Internet, they're a fantastic team, and all I can say is congratulations, but you just wait. We'll get you.
The winners may have crossed the finish line, but there are 36 teams still out on the course. For those who remain, the most dramatic and dangerous moments of the Eco Challenge Australia race are still to come.
Gary, we have a capsized on the lead over these teams. Please extract them from the water, take them out of the water.
In the early afternoon on the 7th day of the race, Just after the winners have crossed the finish line, the members of Japan's Team East Wind receive some disheartening news.
You can see that she has a large effusion, just a large amount of inflammation around her Achilles tendon and her Achilles and calcaneal bursa back in here. It's going to be very, very tough for her to walk, let alone walk uphill where she's going to have to use her Achilles tendon.
Can we see you walk just up to there and back just to see what your foot looks like? Would you do that for us?
Just walk over there.
Just walk up to there and back. On your own, will that help you? She's just not bending her foot at all. And you've got to get her over the tallest mountain in this state, which rises up to 1,600 metres. And that's after doing 65 kilometres on a mountain bike. Honestly, I just don't think she's going to make it.
Despite Naoko Hayama's serious and excruciating ankle injury, the teammates from East Wind make the brave decision to continue on.
If he cannot walk, I can bring.
You will carry her over the mountain if she can't walk.
Yeah. Of course, I want to try it. If she cannot walk.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah. Well, let's get her strapped up and see how she goes.
10 miles and one checkpoint ahead, the members of Odyssey, the Navy SEAL team, approach the base of Mount Bartle Frere.
One of our team members, Julie Lynch, has had some, she's got knee, ankle blisters. She's got a lot of trouble. So we started off at a real fast pace, and maybe that could have been a contributing factor. And we might have pushed her too hard. Whatever the case, we need to. If we want to finish the thing, we decided last night we need to back off and be smart about this. She was on the breaking point last night.
Where am I? And what the hell's next? Oh.
Oh yeah.
Night falls on this 7th day of the 10-day race. The remaining competitors, from the Atherton tablelands to the rainforest canopy of Bartle Frere, struggle to finish the punishing course.
Yeah, I took my last set of painkillers at 6 p.m. I basically have another 4.5 hours before I'm in a lot of pain. Or a lot more pain.
Day 8 of the Eco Challenge race dawns clear and mild, but with strong winds beginning to stir the Pacific waters. Out on the ocean, Team Scar has been making excellent time through the sea kayaking leg, until disaster strikes.
We were using our sail and just the wind just, I don't know, turned a certain way and we were gone.
David Kelly and Terry Schneider are both flung into the choppy water. Their teammates kayaking far ahead continue on, unaware of the accident. Terry manages to climb back into the kayak, but David continues to struggle.
Open ocean kayaking is always dangerous. Open ocean kayaking while exhausted is extremely dangerous. And if a team falls out of their kayak, it will be almost impossible in these conditions to get back in again.
Finally, Jason Middleton and Greg Thomas become aware of their teammates' predicament and rush back to assist them. Despite Naoko Hayama's ankle injury, Team Eastwind from Japan attempts the rigorous 13-hour hike over Bartle Frere. When Naoko finds she can walk no more, she and her companions discover the true meaning of teamwork.
Hi, you aren't going to believe this. Team Eastwind taking turns carrying their female teammate up Bartle Frere. No lie, over.
At PC-24, the doctor said if we wanted to go on, we would have to carry her. He asked us if we could do it, and we took that question as a challenge. So I retorted that, yes, we could carry her if necessary.
Our teammate Suzuki had experience in mountaineering, and he suggested the method of turning a pack inside out to help carry her on our backs. Once we practiced a bit, it became apparent that we would each have to carry her by our own individual strengths. So we guys each tapped into our own stamina. Then it became a different kind of competition, like, let's show the true Japanese spirit of competition.
They had been carrying her on their back for about 6 hours. She got off and with her walking sticks was able to walk part way, and they put her back on their back when they got to a steep, another steep area, over.
We have a proverb in Japanese that says, once you fall, you are closer to death, but not yet dead. So I think this was a test for us to never give up, even under the toughest of odds.
I think that's the real spirit of the Eco Challenge. That everyone has to come to terms with what the Eco Challenge gives them. This is not our team spirit, but the Eco Challenge spirit.
You should see these guys hump this girl up this mountain. I don't think there's anything stopping them. Over.
At the same time, Team Scar arrives at PC-30, the final checkpoint before the finish line.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Have a look at it.
Did you see how far out we were today?
Those waves were, Jason, I was dumped, didn't put my pants.
Oh my God.
I was so, no, the dump didn't bother me. It was just the heat, the waves. I'm like, we're riding these waves, and I'm just going, oh my God, oh my God.
It's need a little rest. It's starting to catch up. I've been doing a little bit of hallucinating and talking to myself out there on the kayaks, and that's when you know things are starting to kind of turn for the worst.
Oh, no, it's just
The afternoon sun is beginning to wane when Eastwind finally reaches the 26th checkpoint at the peak of Bartle Frere.
Does she need medical help, or are you guys going to continue? You guys going to continue without help?
Can I keep going?
Keep going. Keep going.
It's
Okay.
really steep down here.
Okay.
Really muddy and rooty.
You guys are almost there, though. Down the hill to Brampton Beach, and then it's kayaking, and you're all set.
The ordeal is far from over for this foursome from Japan. They must now pick their way down the 3,000-foot mountain, then hike for another 13 miles before arriving at the sea kayak launch point on Brampton Beach. For them, and for the rest of the racers still on the course, the final ocean leg may prove to be their ultimate trial.
Please extract them from the water, leave the kayaks, take them out of the water. Our capsized canoe is astern of me.
Late on the 8th day of the Eco Challenge Australia, the Santa Cruz Adventure Racers, traveling together with Team Red Wolf, finally reached the finish line. The members of SCAR fought to overcome injuries and team descent to finish in 11th place.
The pressures of being in the top three were pretty overwhelming, and to realize that there are 30 teams behind you playing Pac-Man, wanting to come just breathing up your fanny, trying to take over that position. And there's a lot of stress that goes with that.
I'm going to be passed out in about a minute.
Early the next morning, the Navy SEALs of Team Odyssey finally make it to their home turf, the ocean. They prepare to leave Bramston Beach and head out for the sea kayaking leg of the race.
They're from Montana.
You got one solid bar on the bottom, one bar on top, and that pivots back and forth. So it's a toe action. Left foot forward, right foot forward, even, lush, that is nectar. God, I love my job.
If you say you're going to quit, then you have it in your mind, and sooner or later you will. And so you need to just get it out of your head and be positive and just keep going forward. The last couple days, slowing down and getting further and further back has been because of my inability to go any faster than I've gone. And that's been really hard, knowing that.
Weather in the Barrier Reef area of tropical North Queensland can be dangerously unpredictable during the Australian winter. A pleasant breeze can transform into a squall in a matter of minutes. On the 9th day of the race, gale force winds of up to 30 knots howl with alarming fury, threatening the Bramston Beach camp. 6-foot swells pound at the racers still out on the ocean. Having conquered Bartle Frere, the members of Team East Wind continue their long, painful march to Bramston Beach. In another extraordinary display of teamwork, each male racer takes his turn carrying the Hoko Hayama. Team captain Masato Tanaka races ahead to catch a few minutes sleep before carrying her again. Almost 70 miles back, on the edge of the rainforest, the weary but determined members of Northern Ireland's Team Dalriada push past their exhaustion to complete the last mountain biking leg. One of the trailing teams in the race, their only goal now is to survive until the finish line.
I'm soaked.
I've always known Claire to be a very, very strong person. She motivates me in nearly everything we do.
You're getting here.
slow but sure.
Claire was the strongest member of the whole team, without a doubt.
It's tough. It's not mountain biking, it's pushing your bike.
Torture.
It is torture. You can't even get on the ground, so wet and moist and so slippery, it's so dangerous.
Go.
I'm trying.
I have a lot of respect for Claire, and a lot of love as well.
News of the first casualties of the storm and rough swells comes as a shock to race organizers.
Headquarters, this is Team 23. Team 23, over.
Team 23, this is HQ on 5, go ahead.
HQ is 23, we got a kayak sinking out here. We're about halfway between Fitzroy and Russell Island right now, and our kayak's going down, over.
Are your two boats together? Are your teams traveling nearby each other, over?
We're all together, we have all 4 people. One boat's halfway underwater, and we're holding, we have people in the water right now, and not a great situation.
The newest victims to succumb to this year's Eco Challenge are the U.S. Navy SEALs. Ironically, the Navy's most elite divers have met their match in the unpredictable waters of the Pacific Ocean.
23, I'm sending a chopper over there. I'm sending chopper 3 over there with the medical staff right now.
Due to the worsening storm, it would take more than a half hour for rescue boats to reach the SEALs. With Odyssey's kayak nearly underwater, Race Management dispatches a helicopter to prevent an emergency from becoming a disaster.
Roger, we'll be taking one of you out at a time. We'll put our paramedic into the water.
Understand, one at a time.
Chopper 3 HQ. Roger, if you determine that any of the members are bad enough medically wise, you can tack them to base Cairns base, over.
Okay, stand by.
Drenched, hypothermic, and deeply disappointed, the Navy SEALs are airlifted back to the camp at Bramston Beach.
It was nice when we took off. Weather got like drastically worse through like really quick. It was like 3-foot swells, and it went to like 6-foot and 6 and 8 foot swells.
We couldn't pump the water out fast enough for it coming in, and every time a swell hit us, we just took on more water.
You could certainly freak out out there, you know, in the water. It's cold and windy, and the boat completely sank.
The spray skirts we had were like, you know, the Flintstones go kayaking, you know, I mean, they were like these useless spray skirts, and, you know, the swell would hit us and rip the whole thing off.
Judging from the way the wind and the waves are right now, it wasn't their fault, I'm sure, just one of those things. It illustrates once more, though, that human beings are not more powerful than the land. You're just little tiny grains of sand in a desert when you try to control Mother Earth.
At the same time, the members of East Wind finally limp into Bramston Beach to a hero's welcome.
Team East Wind are the epitome of what Eco Challenge really stands for. Most people couldn't even walk over Mount Bartle Frere. For them to carry that woman over that entire mountain, it's incredible.
I think she's been pushing herself too much.
I understand.
Tell her not to worry, tell her she's been very brave, okay? Very brave, and so's the whole team. Credit, was very credible, okay? Very, very good effort.
Race director Mark Burnett attempts to advise East Wind about the perils of the ocean leg.
You now will finish because you have made it. You're only 10 or 12 hours from the finish line. My suggestion, if it was me,
I understand.
I would sleep, completely rest, eat, sleep, let her recover, and then begin in the morning, and you'll be there tomorrow night. And the cutoff is not till the next night. So you have plenty of time, and the worst thing for you would be a silly mistake in the next 12 hours. Did you understand? So you have to make a good decision. So you can think and talk as a team, but I'm just giving you my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much.
Because I would like to see you finish.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Okay. Today. We want to finish this race.
Night is falling by the time the rookies of Team Kilroy decide to launch into the ocean. They will now be attempting the 13-hour paddle in pitch dark. These newcomers have thus far successfully met every challenge of the land leg of the course.
Increased risk at night, and you cannot rely on a rescue. I want that to be perfectly clear.
Oh, that's cool.
What's the pen on the shoulder bit? Yeah. Run it, Troy! Big smile, man.
Will they fare as well against the temperamental ocean? Before dawn on day 10 of the Eco Challenge Australia, Team East Wind prepares to confront the final ocean leg. Dawn brings no break in the ocean's turbulence. The potentially deadly conditions present a grave concern to the Eco Challenge race management. Helicopter and boat rescue teams stand by.
Headquarters, Team Halty, do you read me? One of our team members just puked and he got headache and problems with the... 15 for security boat. We need a boat now. Security boat, we have the minus 6, one boat reverse.
The combination of the 30-knot winds, 6-foot swells, and the relentless pressures of the race forces many teams to radio for help.
Roger. We are ready to do a winch extraction of your patient.
Roger.
The members of East Wind, who have little sea kayaking experience, flounder in the churning seas. Race management sends a rescue boat to follow along in case of emergency.
Oh, man. You get water in the boat and it makes it unstable. You guys, I'm going to go over what you tell them to pump their bilges. Yeah. Right? Over again. Can you tell them to pump their bilges, please, one of you guys?
Guys, can you pump out your boat? You have too much water in your boat. Whoa, whoa. See, that's the... Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hang on. It's one belly.
Okay, 28, this is Southwind, over. Here's Southwind, coming, over. They have capsized again, over.
They need assistance. Go, Brian.
We've got one of the kayaks visual, he's upright. The other one that's capsized is back with the mono hull, and they're currently being assisted. Freestyle, please take the Japanese out of the water, over. All 4 Japanese in the boat, thank you.
She's got a very bad leg. She can't walk.
Only hours from realizing their dream of becoming the first Japanese team to complete an eco-challenge, the members of East Wind are pulled from the race. It is a crushing blow to the teammates who have struggled so long and so hard to reach the finish line. Before the Eco-Challenge Australia race comes to an end, more than 8 teams have to be rescued from the ocean's fury. When it appears that the star-crossed members from Team Dalriada will suffer the same fate, race director Mark Burnett steps in.
Guys, you've got to improve paddling. I decided to try to convince Dalriada to abandon the race based upon I'd seen them paddling earlier and they clearly were inexperienced and no match for these conditions. Thank God they were willing to listen to me and not put the race above their lives. It's only a race after all. They were not experienced enough to finish this race. It's about many more things than the race.
I never expected anything like that out there. That was a storm blowing out there. And I think we were so tired, physically and mentally, to realise the danger that we were in. And I think we made a very intelligent race decision to stop there and then.
Honestly, I think it's a good decision. And you know, it doesn't...
If it would have went on, it would only be by sheer luck that would have made it. Technically, we couldn't have done it.
If you want to do this again,
we've never done anything like this before in our lives. And when you plan so hard to get something right, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work for you, it's very, very disappointing.
A few determined teams managed to outwit the storm.
My legs work.
Succeeding where some of the world's best adventure racers have failed, the members of USA's Team Kilroy finally make it to the finish line just before midnight on day 10 of the race.
Linda!
Linda Stowe, a 27-year-old exotic dancer, has led Kilroy to become one of the few rookie teams ever to finish an eco-challenge.
The whole experience was totally overwhelming and exciting. I loved it. It's definitely a dream and goal fulfilled, a long-term dream, and I'm just happy, very happy, fulfilled, you could say.
Thank you.
Team Kilroy wearily joins the 29 teams who successfully completed this year's eco-challenge. For many of these racers, it has been the journey of a lifetime.
For me, the Eco Challenge is a barometer to measure the rest of my life against. Different things that you do now. You know, you're going to measure it against this, because physically is the most taxing thing I've ever done, and mentally, you know, the amount of faith you put in other people, and the trust that you've got to give to other people. So that's just going to be a measuring stick for the future.
The most inspiring thing to me each year is a pretty simple thing. It's really before the race and after the race, where it's like this big extended family of like-minded people who are pretty good souls, environmentally minded, teamwork minded. An Eco Challenge really is all about that.
The indigenous peoples of this untamed ancient land, Australia's Aboriginals, learned not only to survive here, but to thrive for over 10,000 years. They drew upon the strength of their own close-knit groups, while cherishing the wisdom that the earth itself is family, and that all of its wonders, both living and inert, are interdependent and therefore worthy of respect. During the past 10 days, Eco Challenge racers have glimpsed the essence of this timeless truth. While there can be no competition against the power of the land, once man relinquishes his ego and puts his trust in others, his body, mind, and spirit become capable of accomplishing the impossible. From those rejoicing at the finish to those anguished in defeat, all competitors have taken their first steps toward releasing the superhuman magic buried deep within their souls. Coming up, a preview of next year's Eco Challenge, the toughest and most exotic expedition competition yet. In a place where the past still haunts the present. In a land that confounds expectations. In a country where the strength of its people is forged in the kiln of burnishing desert heat and ferocious Scirocco wind. Here, in the magical but unpredictable terrain of Morocco, competitors will confront the most physically intense event in the history of adventure racing, the Discovery Channel Eco Challenge, Morocco. Eco Challenge founder Mark Burnett chose the enigmatic backcountry of Morocco for its difficulty, limitless beauty, and pure intensity. Here in Morocco, Eco Challenge teams will face more than 300 miles of territory that has rarely been viewed through Western eyes. To succeed in their quest, competitors must trek to 13,000 feet on the highest range in North Africa, the imposing Atlas Mountains.
2,000 feet straight down overhanging rock. That's
going to be the single longest rappel Eco Challenge ever done.
They must forge through turbulent high desert regions where temperatures can fluctuate more than 50 degrees in less than 18 hours. And press on through lush, verdant valleys and ancient cedar forests on mountain bikes, Barbary horses, and on ships of the desert. Along the way, competitors will encounter the Berber tribespeople. Once fierce nomadic warriors, today they celebrate the human experience with their warm hospitality. To succeed in the Eco Challenge Morocco, the adventure racers must brave unpredictable elements an uncontrolled environment, and their own deepest fears. Here, they will be tested to the outer reaches of human endurance. Here, where the land is the master.